Hello and welcome back to the left side of reality. I am your host as always, the First. Last time, after a lot of perseverance and more than quite a few mistakes, we managed to finally get through Hakuma's core suppression and jump back to day 41. Now, I did go through day 41 already, because it was just going to be a lot of the same thing, which brings us to today's episode. You will notice that extraction department now looks significantly more different than it did before. Let us run through the armor sets. Delaney with both Gold Rush armor and weapon. Adam in the Mimicry set. Maximin also in the Mimicry set. And Emma in the Exuberate set. And the reason for all of that will become clear momentarily. We have our friend here. Our new abnormality with a certain set of rules. So we're actually going to do a few resets in order to show off the various conditions that this abnormality does that we would want to avoid otherwise. And for the first one, we're going to need help from our little friend here, Dershoots, or Derfrashoots. Can his ability be used without any energy? Let's find out. No, it cannot. It needs even the smallest bit of energy. Oh hey, when did Gabriella get the ego gift for Judgment Bird? Nice. Well, I don't know for how long it'll be kept for, given that we're gonna have another reset after this. But for the time being, get us some energy so we can hire Dershoots to shoot things. Let's double speed this. It feels so good to be able to control the speed at which things go again. Although it also reminds me of an old Nick show I used to watch a long time ago called Drake and Josh. Did anyone else watch Drake and Josh? Drake and Josh has a few memes to its name, like the ever-famous "Where's the door" hole, and the other one that you probably see a lot is "It's spherical." But the one I'm thinking of today is one of those memes that is just completely incomprehensible without context. And that's this one time that Josh, for reasons I don't remember, just says, "I don't control the speed at which lobsters die." Like, what a weird thing to say. I'm sure there was a good reason to say it, but I certainly can't remember it at the moment. Huh. Might be better off doing a run through. Do that again, but this time through Central Command. Yeah, that's what this first one is gonna be. It's gonna be a breakout of, it's gonna be a deliberate breakout and showing off what happens if things go horribly, horribly wrong. There's shoots, if you could please do that again. Oh hey, this little dance here says that he's officially lost a Clyfoth, I believe. We don't know how much Clyfoth he has yet, but we do know he has lost some. Ugh, we need more energy. Okay, do Burrowing Heaven real quick, and then we can kill more clerks here in Central Command. Alright, Big Bird's a thing. I don't want too many interruptions for what we're gonna do, so I'm just gonna send Misona real quick to boost him up a bit so that he doesn't interrupt in the middle of this madness. The first 20 minutes of this stream is just gonna be this set of experiments. It's mildly silly. Couldn't get a good a second time? No. I guess we're just gonna have to be satisfied with this. Well, it gave us more energy to play with at least. Okay, there shoots. Do it again. Hopefully this breaks out soon because we only have so many bullets to work with. Yup, there it goes. Now, the thing about this guy is that he eats dead bodies. And the more dead bodies he eats, the more powerful he gets. You can see that he now officially has 2 heads. And he has a new attack. And now, stage 3. We can try and fight him like this, but at the rate he's going, he is now very, very hard to kill. You'll notice he's chewing through our agents like nothing. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. I think they glitched. They're now striking at nothing. Gabriella, where are you? Oh. Well, they managed to damage him enough to knock him down to 2 heads, but he's gonna recover the last head in very short order. We're gonna send Gabriella since she is our best agent. No, wait, still 3 heads. How long would it take for Gabriella to get over there, actually? I believe with every dead body it runs over, it might heal 2. Oh, Big Bird is out too. You know what? We'll move the information people out and just summon rabbits on it. Nothing about this matters. Nothing about this run matters since it's going to be an automatic reset anyway, so we'll just kind of take our time. Oh, what's going on with Big... Gabriella's not doing too bad against it for being a solo fight. But the thing is, even Twilight can only do so much when this particular abnormality is at full power. It's not if I have anything to say. Why does it say 0 hostile entities? Big Bird is there. There is a hostile entity in there. Where'd Mountain go? Yeah, get back here. Yeah, every time it runs over a body, it just goes right to full health. And that's Gabrielle out. The best agent our company has, and it can't stand a chance against this particular abnormality at full power. I feel like if it reaches this particular phase, the only thing that would even stand a chance is maybe the entire facility falling on its head. But I let it get to full power on purpose. So what happens if we don't do that? If we actually play competently? Okay, so nothing about our setup changes. But this time, we do a little bit of prep work. And that prep work is, okay, all agents head to the elevators. So I can then start wiping out clerks here. One of the simplest ways to deal with this abnormalities is to just not give it any dead bodies to do anything with. So we're wiping out extraction first and foremost. Trying to score double shots whenever possible for this reason. And that's all of them. Okay, back to the main room anyway, everyone. We're gonna need you to be there. Incidentally, I don't think I forget if you were here when I went over everyone's lineup, so here it is again. Delaney, Gold Rush, both sets. Mimicry, both sets. Mimicry, both sets again. Exuve. That kind of feels like it relies on you having King of Greed and Mountain in the same area, which is improbable to say the least. Anyways, same thing as before. Gabriella, everyone get us some energy so we can start hiring your shoots. The idea here, this time, is what's going to happen if we don't give it any corpses to snack on, and we try to suppress it when it's in one head state. Okay, everyone in this upper elevator, because we're going to shoot a bullet sideways. This is probably like the most use we've ever gotten out of Durf Right Shoots bullets. Because it kind of feels like Red Riding Hood is just like the superior version of this gimmick. Oh, that was already almost enough to break it out. Big Bird, how are you doing? That dropped you by 3. It'll give us more energy to play with too. Misona, you can do better than this. Thank you, Jesus. Let's do that again and see if that makes the breakout happen. Not quite. I say let's do the same thing, but with the upper corridor instead then. Except you, Gabriella, you go in this elevator in case of a crisis. Anyways. Whoa? How is that not enough? I hate you. What bullet are we at for Dirt Frights? The 4th at this point? Because bad things happen once we hit 7. Oh, there it goes. It's out. Okay, this time, we're going to hit it with a slow bullet right off the bat. And then we're going to take our crew here and just immediately dogpile it. It's at only 1 head now, so let's see what the end result is this time. Oh wow, that was significantly faster. That was just a wipe in like 5 seconds. That does show the difference between 3 heads and only 1. And especially if there are no bodies for it to snack on. So, yep. So, I think we can agree that this crew is gonna keep this this setup. Extraction is gonna keep this armor setup for the rest of this at least as long as this guy's here, because we've seen it works. Let's retry. And I was right. That did take roughly 20 minutes. Now let's do that again, but playing properly this time. This time, we're not gonna kill our extraction clerks if we can at all help it, because we're gonna need them. What are the work types that is best for our friend here? Dawn of Violent, Noon of Crimson, Dusk of Amber. Okay, I don't think we're reaching dusk, so that should be fine. Just need to compensate for the other two. Alright. This guy does black damage while in containment, I believe. So would our armored people here be good enough since it's Aleph level, even at 0.5 black resistance? Yeah, that's the main thing I'm asking. Is Mimicry a good armor to also work on it, basically? Alright, cool. And then I guess the follow-up question is, how many works per cycle is safe? While we work that out, time to do beginning of day things. Incidentally, because the previous Mimicry wielders had to be switched out, they now have a different lineup. Misona was one of them, and she's now rocking the Justita setup, which, to be honest, is fitting for her. Meanwhile, Mary up here was the other one, and she is now rocking Cobalt Star and Hornet. If I need to change that to something better, I will, but for now... Okay, in that case, Delaney, you first. Delaney is captive. Underestimate her at your peril. Hey there, Delaney, what's it like in New York City? Cool, that hurt a bit, but wasn't like terrible. And next, Instinct with... The Mimicry wielders are actually bad for this, actually. They have garbage prudence. I think the mountain would probably chew through it faster than they could recover. Might be better to throw Gabriella at it instead then. I think Gabriella needs some good... Yeah, it would probably work well for it. Right, she has lamp. And also decent fruit. All those... I might do that next cycle then, although speaking of these two... Gonna send you up above to do some work on Snow Queen to do something about those very unfortunate stats. And since I'm here anyways, Tatiana, grab your favorite heart. We might need it in the future. Okay, another 20. Where does that leave us as far as boxes go for what we could unlock? Name, bare minimum. the mountain of smiling bodies. With another 6 boxes, we can pivot right to escape information. That's gonna have to be a next cycle thing. The good news is that once I do, I get a 3% boost to our work success chance. Okay, in that case, let's just find a rhythm for the rest of the day. The first thing to do is gonna be to start patching up your pitiful stats there. Seriously. I did not notice that your insight stats were so bad. That's probably Tatiana too, then. Another thing to do for next cycle. Or I guess I could do it this cycle. Tatiana's probably like the ultimate tank, even if they don't have like the best defensive armor. But between always getting the blessing and having the heart all the time, I feel like it would take a lot. It would take either a pale damage opponent or like a very, very rough battle to actually do serious harm to Tatiana. Of course, that's not a thing I want to test out if I can help it. What else did I want to do now that I was in the area? Oh yeah, Mary desperately needs some justice, so I might send her down to Borrowing Heaven over here for the meantime. Okay, yeah, I killed 3 clerks. Well, I guess now that we're getting in the rhythm of the day, it's time to begin to, dig into things to talk about. And the main thing I have to talk about when it comes to stuff that happened relatively recently is, the latest news that comes out of Limbus Company, because it had a trailer recently. You know what? I just realized, if we're dealing with Clown Town anyways, it would probably be for the best to move everyone into the corridors. Because, no, Violet Dawn's also a thing. It's actually kind of interesting that we've been getting more and more FOST IDs where they are in direct conflict with the FOST Discord. Like, just as an example, we have Mao Faust, who just straight up refuses to be connected. Speaking of habits to pick up on, oh Jesus, Emilia's basically as perfect an agent as you could hope for. Anyways, yeah. it's kind of interesting that after certain story developments happen in a given season, the end result is basically a ID that the IDs change. Like after Time Killing Time, Rojin got more depressed IDs, and after Kanto 6 we got relatively recently we got Kurokomo Heathcliff, who seems to be a Heathcliff that is completely moved on from Kathy, which is definitely an interesting concept. No envy skills, yeah. The first Heathcliff without any envy skills. And now that Faust has learned to be less reliant on the hive mind, we seem to be getting IDs to reflect it. I've completely forgotten what I was gonna do. Okay. Is there anything in particular that might need training or otherwise demands attention? Aside from the big weak point in that I noticed before. Everyone's basically becoming all hunger at this point. Oh, you need more prudence. I would say Senji to Yin then. It does show how far this facility has come. Fortitude you could use a little love in the Fortitude and Prudence department as well. Where's Finn? Oh, you could. Bella and Max desperately need Fortitude. And then this I'm already working on. Noah could use some Justice too. Oh right, I was slowly chipping away at your stats with Letitia. Let's keep doing that because why the heck not? And we'll figure out what to do with your other stats later. It's been 5 seconds and I've already forgotten what it was I decided. Dia. Insight. I say we could tackle Finn's Justice another day, then, just to make absolute sure. What is the limit on how long works can be? 60. Yeah, that's fine. What to do about you two, though? Because that Fortitude needs fixing, but I'm always kind of leery about using Queen Bee. Well, what do you think? Would Queen Bee kill them? Bella might be fine because she has Crimson Scar. Max might be sent up with a big bird instead. Alright, cool. Horcubus might be better because black damage with black armor. Okay, let's run it and see what happens then. Odd newbies. If things go south with Queen Bee, we gotta pay special attention to where the clouds show up to not have bees breaking out. Not having bees break out is even more critical than usual, actually. What is the high point for you again? 14 or 16? It's 16. How did I know? Yep, it's bad. Hang on. Where is it? Where are the clouds showing up? It's making pollen happen, but I don't know where it's going to show up yet, so I can kill and or protect accordingly. Oh, there it is. Should I do red shields on the clerks? Red shield on Bella for sure, but is the clerk too? Because we don't want the clerks to die. And where else? Over here. You all execute. Anywhere else? Max hasn't even reached their work yet. Oh, hi. I completely forgot it chased people. I'm gonna use up all my bullets on just this. Oh my god, that was dumb. Ah. Perhaps the more relevant point, Max is about to die on the next bad work. Oh, that was way too close. I think I'm gonna follow my instinct and do something else, like bird. That could have gone sour very fast. Then yeah, I'm just gonna have Big Bird do instinct work for both of them. No queen and no wolf. We already did that. At least I'm pretty sure I already did that. I think the more relevant point is that I threw an HP bullet onto Max as soon as I saw that happen, and then the red shield, so he should have been at full health at that point. And it was just bad luck, plus the fact that he has a small HP pool, which is kind of what we're here to fix in the first place. I more mean the red shield protected Max from further spore damage after I healed him. But this is Lobcore. Trying to figure out how it works is always an exercise in madness. Were they? I mean, repeat to myself what I just said. That trying to figure out Lobcore is an exercise in madness. Okay, what's melting down? Their shoots is melting down. Emma, you take it because you need it. In fact, that's something else I could throw into the cycle. Just have you work on your shoots all day long. You're one of our weaker nuggets. Might be good to work on that. First, Queen of Hatred is as bubbly as ever. Clerks, ready to be exterminated. That's 3. So it's Delaney, then... Who was the second one I liked doing with it? Oh, it was Gabriella. Or Summer, as the case may be. As soon as Delaney finishes her work, I'm immediately going to purchase the next escape information just to add that 3% work success. I suppose if there's one good thing about that whole rigmarole, it's that Max probably got the ultimate in fortitude training in that work with the big wolf. What's next? This is a flat 40, and this is the 6 times 7. $42. Then work preferences first. Summer, you're up. Show them what lamp can do. Owie. .4 on a Vaw of Armor is very potent here as well. Now we see what the Ego Gift is. It's an eye gift. Hang on. I want to check something real quick. This is also considered an eye gift, and I think probably yours too. Yep. Doing Gabriella then means a chance of replacing Justita. Well, it's not like we're keeping either, so I guess that's just a thing we're gonna have to deal with. We still have the honorable, Pansy, she of no face. Oof. 12% is definitely starting to push it. Owie. Okay, that's enough. We're gonna have to wait for another cycle to do anything else. So, next cycle, with the first work, we're gonna unlock the managerial guidelines, which is good. And more to the point, we're gonna get the other 3% of work success chance, which is always helpful. And then after that, it's going to be a repeating for as many cycles as necessary until we can buy something. We have seen that Mountain of Smiling Bodies isn't an issue if you know what you're doing. But that's still only in theory. We want to prevent a breakout with it if at all possible. So, I get mainly because I didn't start the topic at all. Back to what I was saying about Limbus Company. Perhaps I feel like we're still processing the news that, yes, it is very much confirmed that the money behind Limbus Company is Diaz. Although I suppose if we're going to talk about this, we should talk about an aspect of media that people can have mixed feelings about. Because a given series will have the main titles, whether it be books, comics, movies, or video games. There are the core titles that all the fans of the franchise know about and follow. And then there's spin-off material. Which can be fun, non-canon little romps, or like a way to flush out a side character that otherwise wouldn't get it in the main media, or explore alternate possibilities. You can do a lot of things with this kind of you can do a lot of things with spin-off materials. But the part where people begin to have problems is when the spin-off media begins to be just as important, if not just as important, as the main narrative that everyone follows. In the case of Limbus Company, I will bet you that there's a significant amount of Limbus Company fans that don't have the faintest idea of who Diaz is. Because Diaz had mainly appeared in Distortion Detective, a spin-off material in the Project Moon universe that may even be questionably canon. There are parts of it that seem to clearly be canon, but yeah. If you don't know anything about Distortion Detective, you don't know anything about Diaz or her faction. Heck, I barely know anything about Diaz. I know who she is, and a vague idea of what her ambitions are, but I don't know anything else. Because I haven't read Distortion Detective. I don't really have the means. So, the question I pose is it fair to expect Limbus Company fans to keep track of every player that exists in the spin-off media on the off chance that it could come back in Limbus in some shape or form? I think that might be a smidge unfair. But then again, I also have some personal experience with this kind of thing, because I am, unfortunately, a Kingdom Hearts fan. And the thing about Kingdom Hearts is that it became rather infamous for spending more times on the spin-off titles than on the main numbered series. Like, for the numbered titles, we technically only have 3 so far, with the 4th one in development hell that Kingdom Hearts game seems to have now been subjected to. And it's kind of like, sometimes the spin-off media is okay, like for 358 over 2 days, it's like, hey, remember Roxas from Kingdom Hearts 2? This is his story that you can play through, to basically give more of an idea of why Roxas turned out the way he did. Or like Birth by Sleep, where it's like, do you want to know the beginnings? The prequel of the Kingdom Hearts universe? Here's that story. But the part where I begin to call foul is when they begin to integrate lore from mobile games that people don't have the best ways of accessing. Because at that point, yeah, it's kind of like too much of the narrative of Kingdom Hearts is sequestered to the spin-offs, and very especially the mobile spin-offs. And the logical extreme of this that's kind of bad is Kingdom Hearts 3, where, hang on, I'm going to do a thing now. Joy, feel free to work on the radio. Or Pusey, you do it. Get the tiniest smidge of justice from that. Okay, why do I not hear the noise that the ordeal is done? That's why. Why do I not have anyone in the corridor here? What the hell? Oh, that is the last place I want you to go. Please to be dying at my earliest convenience. Okay, one extraction person panicked, but nothing worse than that. Just need to wait for them to unpanic. Also, we have the Crimson Noon right off the bat, which hopefully should not be too bad of a problem, since everyone's already in corridors, but something to keep an eye on for. Where's an ear sound of stuff person? Oh, that was Max. Currently doing instinct training with that. I'm doing it like that because I want Max to get as much instinct as possible. Bit of a screwy way to do it, but that's just where we are right now. Oh, wait, never mind. They recovered on their own. Oh, and Rose was here to be closer. Where are you? No, go back to your department. Or go back to your hallway. Anyways, what's become our routine with this now? Delaney, Summer, Gabriella. Second verse, same as the first. As soon as Delaney finishes with her thing, I'm going to immediately redeem the last thing I need for their information sheet. And then we have an idea of what we need to do for their... We have an idea of what we need to do for their armor and weapon. Yeah, here you go. I guess the nice thing about not finding a lot of the A-lifts until after Gebura is that it means I can get multiple copies of their armor. Let's see. If you die while working with Mountain, Clyfoth is lowered. If a wounded person enters the containment unit, Clyfoth. Work result is bad, Clyfoth decreased. 10 employees died, not via execution bullets, the thing we showed off earlier. It will automatically go to corpses. Basically, avoid death when possible. For reasons we saw. And you have to reduce it back to 1 head before you can suppress it for real. Now where are we right now? 111. So the amount of P boxes is 222 for the armor. And that's what we're gonna aim for today. Since I want that. The hammer's nice too, but that. Alright. So, if I understand the work chance correctly, right now Smiling Body basically has no debuffs to it. Summer looks so tired. I don't know if I've ever drawn attention to that before. She looks like she's running on energy drinks. I suppose when it comes to my own personal plot speculations on the upcoming Kanto, the one thing to keep in mind is that out of all the thinkers, if you want to start a conflict without having too much of a quote-unquote reason, the Index is probably the best for it, because the other fingers will mostly leave you alone as long as you leave them alone. The thumb and middle especially, like, you can piss off the thumb and middle, and they will come after you. That is their thing. But on the flip side, if you make sure to behave yourself around the thumb and middle, they will leave you alone. But yes, as you were saying, the Indexed is different. If the Index tells them to go in your business, they will go in your business. Gabriella. Now you know you can do better. That's more like it. Okay, where does that put us boxes-wise? 71. So 1 or 2 more cycles, Um, one or two more cycles, and we should already have enough for both weapons, which is good. So here's something interesting to consider about Lei Hong. Considering that he was secretly a Pinky agent all along, is his attitude normal for Thumb, or is he like a little lighter? Well, I guess he had to act exactly like a Thumb for his operation, so maybe Lei Hang might be a good barometer for that. My god, that's probably still the wildest plot twist that Hong Lu's Kanto did. The fact that the faction we've just been casually chilling out for a lot of the Kanto, Jia Q and his crew, were Pinky all along. Because the Pinky was not a faction we knew anything about. I think the only time anything had been said about the Pinky was in Ruina, when it's like, oh, the Pinky and the Index are having a fight for whatever reason. And that was it. I don't think that encounter was ever on screen at all. And then it turns out the fact that we don't know anything about the Pinky is in fact a big thing about the Pinky. They can be anywhere and they can be anyone. They do still have a hierarchy, and apparently the Pinky are still expected to basically answer a summons from their bosses when one happens. But if there isn't a summons from a Pinky boss, they're expected to do whatever it is they were assigned to do to their last breath. Pinky members can literally kill each other for the Pinkies can literally kill each other to maintain cover. But yeah, back to the Index. So I guess the Index, or at least one of the higher ups, got a press script that said, "Hey, it's time to invade Limbus Company in order to make contact with Ryoshu," or whatever. And so this confrontation that otherwise might not have happened can happen because no member of the Index is going to disobey a press script for any reason. I need to check something real quick with this. Ah, Bella has slightly higher temperaments. That might have made all the difference. Hang on, anything else that might... No. Oh, well, I guess we're just doing it now. It might be a good idea to just, patch up Max's temperaments first, before we work on his fortitude more. A bit of a weird pivot, but after only getting 9 boxes before, I think I'd rather him get better at doing works before he does anything too fancy. I do wonder what level of I thought it was a good idea at the time was behind the thought process of the skill 2 for Ringy saying, because it is now well known as like the most absurdly broken skill of all time. Like, how did KGH expect it to be balanced out by? Obviously it didn't work, but I don't think I don't think he expected it to be that easy. That was much better. Jeez. Which kind of goes into the other issue that has been discussed plenty of times when it comes to this. The fact that IDs are almost never nerfed. And if a nerf does happen, it'll be clawed back. Which is not really great for the game, all things considered. Bye. Bye. Because I feel like it. Cool. Bye. Feel like it also I feel like with Project Moon specifically, there's the fixation they have on weaving gameplay and story. Like they have a very careful balance of making sure that IDs make sense for a given bit of story content. Okay, we're about to be visited by clowns again. Or not again, for the first time today. Where did it appear? Who's intercepting it? Wait, who is intercepting it? There should be someone in that hallway. Do I execute the clerks, or... Well, it might be better to protect them. Oh, it's Alyssa. I mistook you for a clerk. I'm so sorry. Should I send backup, or is Alyssa good on the road? Yeah, it might be best to send backup. Just to make it go faster. What are your resistances? I don't think I've paid attention to them. White weak. Okay, cool. Then joy. Get away from here! Damn it! It died in one bite. That really sucked. Oh, I completely forgot about bringing people back to this corridor. Oh, Lord. That was the second time I've done that. I think I killed it fast enough for it to not matter, but that still wasn't great. And now we need to kill 3 clerks. Well, 2 clerks, since one of them died to the clown. I don't want to kill training, because I actually need them today. So for lack of somewhere better to kill records... Okay. And now, to go back to what I was doing earlier. Where's the next best place to kill clerks then, in order to... Because we're going at least one more cycle. I don't think we're gonna kill anything else today, so disciplinary might be the next one then. Famous last words, but... Why did I forget to do that twice? I'm actually kind of mystified at that. Okay, we're at 102. Summer go. I suppose the other thing I have in mind is that, what am I thinking? All that flustering left me without my train of thought. Darn it. People did interpret her initial artwork as her being antagonistic to the fingers, for sure. But it could be the reason she dislikes them is precisely because she was raised by them. She's probably seen the ugliest side of all fingers. It's gonna have to do with what happens to you, whatever's going on with Yuzuki. So here's an interesting question. Do you think the current formula of Limbus, story-wise, continues to work? Or is it getting a bit stale? And when I say the current formula, I mean the formula we've settled into more or less since Canto 4, where the sinner undergoes this great big catharsis about some part of their life in the past and develop as a character because of it. I guess a part of it is the general tug and pull of what fans might want from a story versus what the story actually is. Because you already know that for whatever reason there's a contingent of conspiracy theorists around Heathcliff's Canto, where they thought that Heathcliff was going to be a lot worse than what he ended up being. And it feels kind of weird that there's so many conspiracy theories around Heathcliff specifically. But I think it matters because I've seen similar complaints about Ryoshu potentially. There's a contingent of people that seem to want her to still be Ryoshu, so to speak. In that Ryoshu is far from the nicest sinner, and she does not fit in with a lot of other characters. I guess the general idea that jerk characters should still be jerks to a certain extent. I feel like my favorite thing from that entire event was Dante's response to Honglu and Ryoshu's body was, and I believe this is a direct quote, to get on all fours and scramble away. Like, they couldn't just have Dante run away normally. They had to specify that he got on all fours and fled the scene that way. The other funniest thing of that event was that Faust's motive for fixing the mess is that if she didn't, she would become the laughingstock of the rest of the Fausts for all eternity. People had fun with that fun. But then everyone has their own biases when it comes to their favorite sinners. Like, an opinion I've expressed is that, yes, I appreciate Rojin becoming... Are you talking about the April Fool's event? Because I'm pretty sure it was after. I feel like it was relatively recent. I may actually Google this. April 1st, 2025. Or April 1st of this year. Can I get some kind of date on when this... Okay, October of last year. Yeah, Don Quixote's answer was October of last year. So it was after. That's all I can think of when I hear those noises. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I am very glad that Rojin is becoming a more three-dimensional character and expressing her more negative opinions more often. It is nice. But for her IDs, can we please have an ID that is not just all depressing all the time? Like, please do not go too far in either direction. It was a trend that basically started after, I think, P-Core Rojin, which is fitting because Time Killing Time is when Rojin got more aspects of herself shown off. But if I'm not mistaken, every Rojin identity after P-Core has just been unceasingly depressing. Although I guess if I were to be completely fair, with the, I would say out of the recent Rojin IDs, Arcor does the best at striking the balance. Like, setting aside the ending of that particular uptight story, Arcor Rojin had her dwelling on her past and her feelings about it, but also remember that, hey, she really does become friends with the people around her and liven up the mood for the people around her. If the IDs were more a balance like that, I think it would be okay. But I think I would like one identity that just kind of is more cheerful Rojin than sad. That's just what I personally want. But then again, I also am apparently one of like 5 people that thinks that Kanto 2 is fine the way it is. Okay, for the first time in a while, we're about to have some meltdowns, so we gotta pay attention to that. Okay, we're reaching the end of this particular stream, so just gotta send someone to work on the radio to kick us off. Yep, it hit body. Emma, take their shoots. And Delaney, you take mountain. Maybe. We'll have to see if they do follow through on the idea of having just basically a throwaway while Purge knocked. The thing is, Lobcore kind of feels like it's a smidge unfinished, because we saw only 2 out of 3 of the magical girls. We need... kind of feels like we need some kind of representation for King of Greed. Insufficient? Oh my god, I'm 1 short. That bites. Okay, Summer, go. I say, as soon as we hit max energy, we end for the day. Because there's really no reason to keep going after that. Okay, Gabriella. Queue us up from some box so we have a start for next time, and then we can just pull the plug on this. Alright, we have 63 boxes to start next time with, but I think we can do... We can be done here, so goodbye. Okay, what's going on? Got some justice, nice, might work a little bit more on that. Maxed out on fortitude. Tons of fortitude, because Aleph. Got a decent amount of fortitude, although I'll work on it more. Also need to work on your temperaments. Might do that next time. Maxed out on fortitude, not a surprise. Definitely a lot of help, could do more. You got a decent amount of both, cool. Got a lot of prudence. Also a lot of prudence, exactly what I wanted to see. Some justice. And some temperaments and fortitude, because Letitia. I'm just gonna keep doing that. You know what? It doesn't actually matter what we get for tools, because we're expanding for Geburah anyways, or Bina. Or, wait. Should we re-extract for a chance at the backwards clock? Yeah, I was gonna ask. There it is. Go the fuck away. We may never get another chance to get it again. We got lucky once. I don't think we should count on getting lucky too many times. It's gonna be a while until we see backward clock again. It's gonna be a while until it's in the facility, just because we're focusing on Bina, but we are grabbing it. Okay, we've seen this already. Last expansion on Bina. I don't think Bina has a quest. I think she's gonna play her cutscene at the end of the next day. Because what it said was that I was waiting for it to be expanded to 5. Yeah. It was just expanded to 5. But anyways, the upshot of all of this is that we have... Where is it? Double smile now. .5 on these two is great, but .2 black, that might be what saves us in the future. Temperaments, I think. Because it's a long word, and I think I see it starts with T. You know what? We might put it on Delaney. He is the captain, after all. She deserves a suit to match. Plus, it means she's out of Gold Rush and out of the very bad Pale Defense. Of course, that's only one of them. There's the matter of where the second one's going. Maybe summer? Might be something I think about. Here's the thing. I'm not, what does that mean as far as the smile armor goes? What's that on your neck? Oh, it's beak. You know what? I might lock beak just so that it doesn't get replaced. Never thought I'd do that, but kinda want to prevent that from being a problem. If you're just gonna be the designated mountain person from now on, I do not want a debuff from you to get in the way. But okay, Delaney, congratulations. I bestow upon you Smile. Oh, look at those. Look at those amazing stats. Any captain not in some kind of ALEP at this point? Jose has Justita. You still have Heaven. Justita. I just gave you Smile. De Capo. You're not a captain. I love how it says Central Command Team 1 Captain, as if there's a Team 2 Captain. There isn't. Sound of Star. A Twilight, and now Smile. London over here is also the one, although she's technically not a captain yet. Well, they're just gonna have to be stuck in that. Because there's no more Aleph armor. And no more Alephs either. We're gonna have to give up on Melting Love. But those are just the kind of decisions you make in this game. I'm gonna begin management to save all this. And next time on the left side of reality, we grind up enough to get the weapons for Smiling Body, and then we make any final preparations we need to, because the confrontation with Dina is coming. Yeah, that's something we need to deal with. See you all then.